It's Second Esdras 15 and 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Most High. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon earth. The fire is going forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors, of course, to Sincere Akim out there preaching the truth across the four corners of the earth. Any sincere sisters out there listening to the truth as well, shalom to you. Of course, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. All right, and as I said, peace and salutations, of course, to you, Sincere Akim out there. I think I said it already, but more peace and salutations. It's all good. And the whole spirit of this book is a reflection of the spirits of the Israelites. One of the topics that's going to keep coming up, because the scriptures talk about dealing with matters great and small, and that's a matter that Christians, of course, completely ignore, and they completely invalidate from the scriptures. But one of the small matters it's not small, but one of the matters that still is ruling over us to this day is how people were made rich by stealing everything that wasn't theirs, using the Bible to indoctrinate the different native people that were already, over on the side of the earth, and it's millions of them, but just listing off some of the more important ones, adding to the scriptures, taking away from the scriptures, not telling us, destroying, actually taking our history and destroying it and wiping it, from the face of the earth, or hiding it away. All right, and the scriptures fully reflect on what's going to happen to this man and what's going to happen to his kingdom. It says, like as they do this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. And deep inside the minds of a lot of these Edomites, they don't really believe that there's going to be a recompense, and that's what all the scriptures preach about: recompense, render unto them double. If you bring a charge against somebody, whatever the punishment was going to be, that punishment is supposed to go on you, according to the law of Israel. And these Edomites, they really thought that the Most High went to sleep. The Most High was with them, or he just wasn't watching, or they can just they can try to repent for the evil and the vileness that they've done. And at this point, we're past that point. It's past that point. Now it's everything's at the point where that judgment is basically stacking up, when it's going to be used as a means to destroy this place. All right, this is the number one. This is one of the top things of the Israelites. Awaiting the wrath of the Lord, the destruction of Babylon. This is something that's been prophesied from the beginning, and sort of like a workout. You can think about working out all you want until you finally jump into it. And it's a monster. It's gonna push you, and that's how we're feeling here, man. We're feeling that push. We're feeling the force. We're feeling because this is an exercise in us being spiritual, in us, being circumspect, us being wise as serpents and harmless as doves, as the scriptures speak about. It's an exercise, and you really gotta do your reps. Especially different things based on your spirit. He said, "What? My right hand shall not spare the sinners." And up to this point in history, these people have been spared. They've been allowed to come with whatever doctrine they want, whatever way of lifestyle they want, no matter how destructive it is going to be for everybody else. And they've been spared. All right, and that's another way we know that some of this stuff, because different kingdoms, this stuff actually happened. The Lord will bring His hand down or whatever, but up to a certain point, there wasn't necessarily a hard judgment on Esau, and he got away with everything, because we had to get to this final point. And this is a beautiful thing, man. That's why brothers say, this is a beautiful time to be alive. This is a beautiful time to be spiritually alive and in the truth, because this man is about to fall. Brexit just left, the EU, so their empire is already being broken up. And let me see. I want to get to a certain part though. It says, I'm going to jump down. It said, "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord." And, when you read these different things, you've read it over and over. You've read it here, you've read it there. And then you see it play out in action, like the Kobe thing or like this thing. And, it hits a whole nother way. All right. Wuhan coronavirus super spreaders could be wild cards. All right. And this is ultimately, when you preach the Bible, you understand the scriptures, you understand that the law was given only to the Israelites, the so-called Native American, so-called Latino, so-called black people, and then their descendants across the earth. And you see why the law was given to us and who was given the statutes. When you go into these countries like China, matter of fact, let's pull it up. And this is the beauty of the internet. You can actually go to these videos now, and you can actually see these different places, and you can see the destruction in real time. The Lord, the scriptures talk about the line that's going across the earth, which is the internet. Look at this shit. Look at that. It's heathen shit. They just, I think one of them, look at that, dogs. One of them walked by the camp, and we were asking them, "Why you guys just eat all this stuff, all this meat?" Hey, everything has its specifications. And look at that, man. Look at that. This just goes to show that these people, they don't understand the earth. Look at this shit. These motherfuckers eating dog, snake, cat, pig, whatever they could get their hands on. Now the Lord, at a certain portion, the Lord blessed Israel. He said, "Look, I'll send you manna from heaven." I said, because we're going through the desert. You got all kind of lizards running around, all kind of insects, and you might have certain stuff, but you just couldn't eat it. At any given moment, you got all kind of critters and unclean creatures walking around. You can't just eat everything. Just like with certain plants, you can't. Certain plants are poisonous, even though plants are made for our consumption. So it's an order in what you're supposed to eat. And this is what caused the fucking coronavirus. This all of this shit. Look at that, man. They got dogs. All of this shit is what caused it. The Most High held back the plagues for these people for so long. Here they are breaking the law. Here they are, they're already an unclean people. I'll say that, like, a lot of them, they can eat this bullshit because they're unclean. Once again, this goes back to the milk, the dietary law. The cats, they got fucking cats in there. An animal you keep, might keep in your house to get rid of rodents and shit. Rodents, you already know what they got. So, and this is how that shit spread. The Most High, boom. He had that. I mean, ultimately it's from him, but boom, he had that stuff jumping off. You got all kind of viruses and all kind of pathogens and germs and all kind of shit in the air the whole time. And the whole time, the Most High, he's holding that stuff back, keeping that stuff back. But now, all of those plagues from Egypt that coming back on the earth, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough, man. That's enough. So then come to find out, because this is something, and the article even brings it up, this isn't even a new disease. This is something they've been knew about. It says, and this is Esau lying again, Clorox bottles don't prove the coronavirus was developed before the outbreak. But wait a minute. If you already knew what it was, and you were able to identify it before, even though this is a new strain, it's still the same old shit. It's still the same shit. So it says some social media users are publishing photos of Clorox bottles to claim that the coronavirus was created before the outbreak in China, which it was. It said one user published a photo of what appeared to be a Clorox bottle listing the viruses the cleaning agent killed when used on surfaces. And well, let's get to the scripture. I'm gonna let the scripture speak. Where's it at? It's 2nd Ezra 15 and it said 27. It said, for now the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall devour you, because ye have sinned against him. There you go. And then it goes on to talk about what's going to go on in the Middle East and what's going on now. The wrath of the Carmanians, aka the Persians, aka the Iranians, the people in Iran, acting a damn fool, and that's exactly what's going on now. They're meditating on how they can destroy Esau. They're mounting up. But going back here to the plagues, yeah, this is all, and all this stuff, because Esau, they have access to this. They have these different viruses in the CDC, and like me and the brother Mataz, we were watching Containment, and one of the premises of the whole series, you find out that, damn, this is a virus that they created. This is something that came from on high, and it was used to put it in martial law, because we know that's part of Esau's plan. It says, yeah, so it turns out that brand new, never before seen, insanely contagious, crazy, deadly, better buy your casket right now virus that has randomly broke out in China. It turns out my Clorox bottle claims you could kill it before it was discovered, right? And it was developed. And they're talking about false, and it's not false. All of this shit Esau develops, and then he also owns these different companies that create the cure for it. That's how he works. They'll invest money into building the virus up, and then they'll invest money in coming up for the cure, so that you can pay money, and you have to trust in him. Problem, reaction, solution. It clearly says it. Human coronavirus, influenza, and you got a whole bunch of other stuff. Staph, salmonella, all this other shit too. All right, but if the Most High put that plague on you, hey, that's it. Matter of fact, we're gonna get that, and I can close on that. It's Leviticus 14:2. It said, this should be the law of the leper at the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall go forth out of the camp, and the priest shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper, then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And hyssop is kind of like lavender, I believe. And if you notice, man, all of this stuff is a part of being clean. This is a part of who we are. Clean. Like they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, to a form that is true. That's why brothers have all this frankincense and cedar wood, because bugs, they hate cedar wood. And then that frankincense and stuff, that bothers them too. All right, but it goes to show you, you can burn all that stuff, but if the Most High puts that plague on you, you're fucked anyway. It said, and the priest shall go forth out. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood, and the scarlet, and the hyssop, and shall dip them, and the living bird, in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose in the open field. Right, and he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes and shave off all his hair and wash himself in water, that he may be clean. And after that he shall come into the camp. It said, but it shall be on the 7th day that he shall shave all his hair off. So he had to. Cleanliness was a part of it. That being the point. Cleanliness was a part of it. And then you had to make sacrifices in the ancient world, for the Most High to bless you with that clean skin. Because all of that stuff affects your spirit, man. That's the reason you deal with these Moabites and shit and these other nations. They have an unclean spirit, especially Esau. He has a very unclean spirit. Part of that is what you put into your body. Part of that is what you read, what you listen to. All of these things make up, a clean spirit. And only the Israelites can have a clean spirit. It said, let me see, I believe that's it. That was it on that. That was the point. Oh, matter of fact, we can end it off on this, yeah. 1 Timothy 1:8, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully, right? The law is good. The law is good. Right? Israel doesn't want to. They don't want to be understand. They don't want to be under the law, but the law is good. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. You're supposed to meditate it, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Jumping down, it said, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And that's exactly what's going on, man. Not only with your health, your physical health, because the scriptures tell you different things about your health. You got to use the herbs. Too much meat is going to make you sick. Eating real late, drinking, real late into the night, a whole bunch is going to make you sick. All these different things. But even if Esau does that, when the Most High brings these plagues on his ass, it's not going to matter. He's going to be destroyed anyway. You can wipe yourself down with 1,000 bottles of Clorox. It ain't going to matter. All right, and the fact that they caught this, that boom, this is right here, they already knew about this. This is something that was created in the lab. Or maybe they took a strand from nature. That's what Esau do, and he'll build that strand up. Just like he builds up wickedness. That's how this man gets down. But call the law Yahweh Yahweh Shai. They talk about it's a hoax. But they tell you also there are 7 kinds of coronaviruses that can infect humans. They were first identified in the mid-60s. So they've been knew about this. This is nothing new. All right, but the Most High just said, because what they want to do is they want to identify every disease, before the Most High can bring it upon this place, so they'll have the cure for it, but it's not going to work. And that's ultimately what the CDC and all that shit is. Call Allah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. The scriptures ring true. The scriptures ring. The scriptures basically is this is a lifestyle. I'll put it like that. This is something you live your life by. You meditate that book of the law. That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. There you go. Lord willing, edifying. Shalom.